love deadlifts so much.
It's a double fist look up praise. I get that. I get it.
Welcome to Lifting with Liz. I am so hyped to be here today with my friend Kayla Jeter. We met back in April, though it feels like our paths should have crossed before that and we became like instant friends. Kayla is a run coach for Runna. She works directly with athletes on mental health through a platform called OnRise. She is a former competitive athlete. She did varsity volleyball when she was in college, and she's a great runner and just an all-around, like, look at that smile, look at that energy, great human. So I'm so excited to have you on the show. She's in town in New York City and squeezed in a workout with me, so we're gonna get to business, work up a little sweat, and do the catch-up that has been a long time coming.
Long overdue. Thank you so much for having me, Liz.
Oh, of course. Welcome to the show. We're gonna just start with some warm-up moves, and I wanna begin by asking, how is your body feeling today, Kayla?
As you mentioned, I just traveled here.
Yes.
So I'm working through some plane travel, as you know. So for me, it's always nice and tight, but overall, we're on the back half of a run season. So getting back into some strength.
Do you have any healthy tips while you're traveling, going through airports on planes?
Do I? Number one, I think right past security, it's filling up your reusable water bottle. Hydration is key.
Yeah.
And then I'm a person who likes to first lay eyes on the gate, make sure my gate actually exists.
Same.
And then after that, once you've boarded on the plane, get on an aisle seat if you can. Try to stand every hour. I'm known to stretch in a galleyway. I've been yelled at lovingly by many flight attendants, like, can you please move or like go back to your seat?
Oh, I love this. I'm gonna go tell my family. So I do a mobility routine at the gate. I'm literally like down dogging and everything. I have whatever. I'm 46. I have no shame about it, and I feel so much better on the plane.
100%.
But I do the same. I get up and I, even in those tiny plane bathrooms, I'll like do this move and like try to get my hips some mobility.
I can't even fit in a tiny plane bathroom, so.
Well, you're much taller than I am. We're gonna run through 5 moves. It's gonna be full body. And I'm gonna ask you about your workouts because I know you're mostly a runner, but you also love strength training.
I'm a muscle mommy at heart. Don't get confused by the internet.
We're gonna start with our push-ups with a little T-spine twist.
Okay.
Get that back nice and open. How many do you think you got in you? 10?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll give it a go.
Here we go. Nice.
Some cracks and pop.
Me too.
I love that.
Everyone knows you're a runner, but you love strength training. I mean, I see your flex.
Listen, okay, so I grew up playing volleyball and I played professional volleyball. So strength training for me, being explosive, being an athlete, is my core foundation. It's also where I built confidence in my body. As a young girl, I've always had traps and quads since I was a little kid.
Again.
And so the running portion of it has just been the past recent years, but what's kept me durable and running long and far is the strength training.
So did you start strength training in high school? We're gonna grab our weights for our lateral lunges.
I did!
That's awesome. I wish I'd began back then.
Which is rare, right? Because I think especially for girls at that age, strength training was not that common in high school.
Did your coaches and trainers recommend it?
My coach, thankfully enough, she played volleyball at the University of Akron. So she came from a collegiate sport background.
Okay.
So I was doing Olympic lifts when I was like 12 and 13.
That is so awesome. What is your favorite lift, Kayla?
Ooh, I love a hang clean. I love a front squat. And then plyometric wise, any type of jumping.
Oh, we're gonna jump later.
Yeah, perfect.
Good.
Any type of jumping and foot speed.
That makes sense with volleyball.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. All right, so I did not play volleyball growing up, so excuse me on this one, but what position did you play, and like, tell me what it took when you're on the court.
All right, so I was an outside hitter. So in the front row, you have 2 people on the ends, 1 person in the middle. I was on the far left side, so the left side hitter.
Good.
And for me, jumping was huge because I had to jump and attack, but also be really athletic to play defense.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so no wonder you like plyometrics.
Yeah, keep me agile.
We're gonna do some lateral and forward raises.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll get behind, I have a longer wingspan.
You and that volleyball height.
It never goes away.
No.
It's actually funny, one of the first things people say when they meet me is, you're so much taller than I thought you were.
Aww.
So I don't know if that means I present small online or.
You have like a big, happy, energetic personality, which brings me to your coaching, actually. That feels like such a perfect fit for you as a human. Tell me what your coaching style is.
I mean, I really think my coaching style is friendly, informative, and educational. I want you to feel comfortable to tell me about your struggles, but also know that I'm gonna push and encourage you along the way. I would say I'm a cheerleader. We're also gonna work hard, 100%.
Kayla and I were at the Apple Move Your Rings
Yeah.
event back in April. We played on the same flag football team. Do you remember?
Do I?
That was the most fun.
We have a title to defend. We gotta run it back, quite literally.
That was an amazing day because we just ran around and felt like kids again. And I feel like everybody who was brought into that space was so genuinely, passionately lit up by movement and lifting up other humans. 100%. So I'm still in touch with like everybody on our team.
It's just nice to have a space where you can play. And I think being in the fitness space, being a person that moves, it can be so easy to fall down this rabbit hole or get super tunnel vision on what you're doing, having to perform, having to work hard, that you forget this should be fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Hard can still be fun.
Totally.
Hard can still be enjoyable. It's just finding the line between that.
Okay, we're gonna do our jump squats.
Okay.
So you're gonna show me your plyometric move. We'll do 8 of these, and feel free to correct my form, coach.
All right, hips back first, always.
Okay, ready, Freddie?
Yep.
Here we go. We're so in sync. Right into our twists.
Okay.
Always love working my core. Core tight and engaged. Let's go left. Whew.
I feel like no matter how much I run or how much I train, I'm always out of breath.
I am too, I know.
That's how I feel about the stairs.
Yes.
I take the stairs every day and they never get easier.
Okay, we heard a little bit about your coaching style, which totally tracks for you. So working with an athlete with their emotional and mental health is a different type of coaching.
Sure.
What does that look like for you?
Yeah, I provide peer-to-peer support. So what that looks like is athletes from youth to professional have a very unique experience. They're managing their day-to-day, their academics, personal life, and then performing. So as a former athlete, collegiate, and professional, just having someone they can talk to that understands what they've gone through, provide my own experience, kind of as an example of how they can navigate certain things, is helping them understand how they can then shape their own world and perform better, essentially.
I didn't play sports at the varsity level in college, but I had a lot of friends who did.
Yeah.
And it's a lot to balance between your course load, but then also, you know, that's time in a female's life when you're going through a lot of body image stuff.
100%.
Your body's still changing, your brain's still
100%.
growing and maturing. So it's great to have somebody who's been there and understands.
Yeah, and I mean, life is still happening. Like when I was in college, my mom got diagnosed with cancer, my dad got sick. So it's like you're going through life, even when we're going through having to show up and, you know, hit certain statistics and win big games and be a good teammate. It's a lot to manage.
Family is really important to you.
Yes.
That's a really hard thing to go through with your parents when you're at that age or any age, but to be away from home and know that that's happening. I know you have 3 sisters and you all are really close,
We are now. If anyone has siblings or sisters, when we were younger, it was tattletale, you wore my shirt, all of that existed, but as we've gotten older, thankfully we've gotten really close.
We're gonna do our push-ups first. Your form is so good.
Because I have bad shoulders, honestly, from playing an overhead sport, having to really take time to try to get it right. What is your favorite gym movement?
The deadlift.
Absolutely.
I love deadlifts so much.
It's a double fist look up praise. I get that. I get it. Yeah.
It's so fun. It just makes me feel so badass.
Totally.
I'm at the point where if I can eke out another PR, which I haven't done for months, but I'm like, it's like a 2.5 difference. Like there's really not much more room to grow in it, but I'm still having fun.
That like
chasing it.
Low lumbar, pelvic, hip complex combination, when you feel it all come together, I know as a woman, feels like, oh, we're locked in. Like you could just engage it in a different way.
You
Very
can,
cool.
yeah. When you figure out how to do that, it really changes everything.
Yeah.
And I must say, you know, it's been awesome as somebody who's been a journalist in the space for more than 20 years and has been writing about fitness and women for so long, that more and more women are into strength training and talking about it. And yet still, when I go into the weight room, I tend to be mostly the only woman, or there's only 1 or 2 others. And it feels pretty rad to go in and be like, to put on like multiple 45-pound plates.
And then you see the guys are kind of just like.
Yeah, you could catch little glances here and there, and I'm like, that just gives me more power. Okay, I think we're supposed to be doing another move. We've got our lateral lunges. Speaking of your sisters, did I see that you all just ran a half marathon together with a couple of them?
Okay, last year they ran their first 10K, and after that race, so we had talked about if they would want to go any further, and they indeed agreed to run their first half marathon. So they ran the Toronto half marathon. Everyone finished uninjured with a smile, which is always my race goal. And I'm just so proud of them.
Yeah.
So proud of them for getting through the training first.
Yeah.
Especially I'm doing for extra credit for them.
Kayla's a fantastic follow on Instagram. You must do that. You share so much of your life, your travels, but also I love how you could just see in your smile in those pictures and videos, you were genuinely lit up sharing that experience.
I was like a little kid. I was like,
yeah, it definitely came across, like made me
thank you.
smile so big watching it. It's really cool when people we love, you know, get a glimpse or experience of what lights us up personally.
100%, and especially because they've been so supportive throughout all of my racing, all of my travels. They've been right there, my biggest supporters. So then being able to support them was just really sweet and special.
For me, for your sisters, for anybody watching Lifting with Liz, what does your recovery routine look like?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what did you tell your sisters to do post-race?
Sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep and eat. I think especially as women, those are two things that usually are in a deficit just in our day-to-day lives. Getting good quality sleep consistently. So the wind down routine is huge. Waking up every day at the same time or around the same time for the weekends. And then eating in a way that fuels them in their day-to-day, because I think when we say eat, everyone's like, great, I can eat all of the things.
Right.
However, there is a line, I think, between what feels good in your body, what doesn't, and what's gonna help you recover. So the, starchy carbs, good protein to help with that muscle breakdown, and hydration.
Do you use any fancy tools like massage guns or compression boots or ice baths and
all of it?
So cool.
Interestingly enough, Anthony Katz, I'm familiar with him since college. A couple of our teammates used to get the prototypes.
No way.
Before Hyper Ice was
Hyper
Hyper Ice.
Hyper Ice guinea
pigs.
pigs.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
So I have the boots, I have the gun, I have all of the tools. I use those on the regular. I'm also really big on soft tissue work manually. So I see my massage therapist bi-weekly, see a PT, and I don't know, I treat all that stuff very much like therapy. I don't only go when something's wrong or broken. It's a maintenance. My car, I say, is a high-performing machine, and I take care of it as such.
You think of nutrition as literal fuel for the race car that is your body?
Absolutely. You don't put 87 in a diesel. And I think about my car as a high-performing car. So I'm gonna make sure what I fuel my body with is not going to ruin my engine. Sometimes, when you're traveling, when you haven't done grocery shopping, 89 will get by.
Right.
Your engine might feel the difference, it probably will.
Yeah.
But it's so important that you get back to it.
I love that. Yeah. Literally, food is fuel. We are going into our jump squats.
Yes.
All right, here we go. I'm sweating. That was awesome. Okay, Kayla, you did an awesome thing this summer. From May to August.
Yes.
You encouraged your followers and communities to log 100 miles.
Yes.
Tell me about that initiative.
Yeah, so 100 Mile Summer started, going on 9 years ago when I first moved to Chicago. May 1st, August 31st, walk, jog, run, wheel 100 miles. And as you said, it's really just meant to get people moving, really leveraging that type of movement for better health during a time of year where we're traveling, we're on vacation, we're sundowning, we're happy, we're living life, right?
Yeah.
And over the years, it's been so incredible watching the community grow. Yeah. When I started, there was 12 of us former athletes who were like me, ripping 5Ks at lunch. So this is when I worked in the corporate space. So I have an hour break, I need to win 100 miles in the summer. And then over the years, we've grown to over 260,000 worldwide.
I did not know it was that big.
Yeah, it's been
incredible.
It's been really special, and I think about the people who've started the challenge and that grown with the challenge over the years. I mean, we have a woman who's running New York City Marathon, and she started with 100 Mile Summer 3 years ago. She didn't think she'd ever finish, and she's on her third marathon. So
just a testament to the power of momentum and doing it with a group to make it more fun. And I know you took it on the road because you came through New York and other cities as part of this.
Which is super fun because this challenge is first and foremost virtual. It's digital, it's meant to meet people where they're at in their own communities. And really meant to encourage people to get outside, whether in their actual surroundings
air, sunshine,
or connect with the run crews, run clubs, family that they have. And so as people were then put into COVID, that community and that IRL was taken away and gotten back into IRL. They're like, hey, can we come together at certain moments? So we'll travel a little bit all over. Whoever's part of 100 Mile Summer, I jokingly say 100 Mile Summer has no gang affiliation. Whoever you run with, this is not that. This is not break ties that you normally run with.
Yeah.
It's meant to be part of whatever you're already doing.
Totally.
Or encourage you to get out and meet other people.
Gotta come back to something you said. Corporate world. I can't. Corporate, Kayla? What were you doing?
Dress pants, button up, did it. So I worked at Northwestern University, but I worked in patient data. And I worked in an arm that was part of a lot of research studies, so a research background.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you study like health science in college?
So my master's in sports psych, and then in kinesiology. Like data, and especially sports science data, is super interesting. Our center director was a physician. The first thing he asked me, he was like, what's it like being an athlete? I was like, oh, we're gonna get along very well, very well. But Chicago's just so rich, and it's patient data diversity that, I mean, we worked with AstraZeneca before COVID was COVID. We were starting to, recruit for it before we even knew what it actually was. Wow. And so it's been a really driving force in the way that I show up online, presenting people with information so they can make better and informed health decisions. Yeah, I call myself a professional busybody because when people ask me what I do, I don't know how to succinctly say it.
What's that? I know it's a cliche, the multi-hyphenate, but you are actually quite honestly the multi-hyphenate. Now we get to stretch. High five.
Beautiful
We got that
work.
over. Before we get into my high five questions, I do have to ask you about your Substack because you and I have bonded over text messages and over DMs on Instagram and over Substack notes.
Fangirling in your comments because you're a phenomenal writer and you're so consistent in everything you publish. I read all of it. It's so good. And I feel like even though we've just met each other, it feels so authentically you. Aww. And like your genuine interest, I hear your tone of voice, like you encourage me, inspire me. Every time I open my laptop, I'm like, just think what would Liz would do. Do we just start this and come back and edit it? Which I'm still working on. So.
Yeah. Well, no, and it made my heart glow when you first said that to me. I appreciated it so much. I love writing so much. It lights me up. I didn't realize how much I missed it in my career as I rose higher up the masthead in different magazines. You just do less of the thing that got you into the industry in the first place. So it's been so fun for me to report and write again. But I know you're a really good writer, and
thank you.
I know you want to put more Substacks out there, but when you do, they're really, really good. So give the people what they want. I know it's hard to fit it in. No, you have a million. You're the multi-hyphenate.
But it's like it's what you said as far as don't forget what got you in the spaces that you are now. And I also think when it comes to writing or anything in life, you just gotta like sit down and do it. And so for me, where I struggle is because I have so many interests and because I'm always traveling, I am struggling to like find the time to sit and like chain myself to it. But it's just like working out, right? Like in my mind, I'm like, I need an hour uninterrupted where I can just dive in. Well, Kayla, you only have like 10 minutes. And maybe really taking advantage of those 10 minutes instead of waiting for the perfect hour with the leaves falling and the candle and the coffee and like, let's write it.
I mean, those are really special moments. I have those sometimes and I'm like, this is just so good. But you're exactly right. That's the exception, not the rule.
100%.
Those moments are really hard to manufacture. Well, speaking of my Substack, you probably saw I did a post recently. You absolutely saw because Kayla was quoted in the post as one of my trainers. So can you share for those who don't read Best Case Scenario, you should be reading my Substack if you don't
really
already.
Should. No, you really should.
But I get asked all the time, what should I do if I don't feel motivated, I'm tired, I don't want to work out? And I have to like just chuckle because I'm like, I rarely feel like working out. I don't like jump out of bed in the morning like, let's go, I'm gonna sprint to my YMCA and I'm gonna deadlift. To be clear, I love it once I get warmed up and I'm 100%. In it and I love it afterward. Yeah. But I think that initial like, there's so many reasons to not go to the gym, especially when it's like dark and cold at this time of year. So
100%.
What do you say on those days when you don't wanna?
Yeah, and to meet you there, I'm the same. Like there are more days where I'm like, again, here we go, than there aren't. There's a few things that you said that actually are the same motivating factor for me is one, thinking about how I'm gonna feel afterward. I've never regretted going afterward. I think it's been challenging to get up and going, but once after, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I did that. So thinking about how I'm gonna feel afterward. I think also thinking about the person that I wanna be, and is this type of person the person who would get up and go? So at the top of every week, I pick a word to live into, and I think instead of having a word that represents the week, making actionable. Okay, so like my word for this week is actually connect, and here we are. And it's like it gives. I feel like it feels more actionable than you can kind of set goals or have a measure to see how did I live into that word this week. So picking a word that you can action. And then my biggest one, honestly, which is a little dark but true, so both of my parents have passed away. My dad from a heart attack and my mom from cancer. And honestly, it's like the little kid in me, like I'm like, don't disappoint them. Which is true. And it's the same thing in races when I find myself getting tired. I'm like, all right, don't disappoint mom and dad, but then also like be my angel wings, please, because I'm exhausted, I just want to stop. So
Thank you for sharing that, and I love it so much. That's beautiful how you're taking their memory and letting it like propel you forward and get you through those hard moments.
I think you have to, for better or for worse sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I think darkness can be very powerful, you know?
Agreed.
And yeah, we all have darkness in our lives, so any way we can take it and use it for good, I'm gonna try to do that too. Okay, Kayla, something surprising that's always in your gym bag.
It may not be super surprising, but I have hypochloric acid. I like a face spray for post gym. I'm a super salty sweater.
Yeah.
But also I call myself the leader of the Sweaty Kids Club, and I'd break out a ton as a kid.
Yeah.
So I think just a clean face, no matter like how hard or easy the workout, is something I'm really, really into. So I always have like some Tower 28 spray.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you for the brand. I actually just got one of those sprays over the weekend, so I've only just started using it. But I'm the same because it can be a while before I get to a shower and fresh set of clothes. And I too will break out if you let that sweat sit on your skin. That's what happens.
Great for on the plane too, since plane airs.
Okay, what's your power song that never fails?
Right now, it's been American Requiem, Beyonce. Like, there's just something that hits my soul.
Cool.
And that's mostly for runs. For train, anything Rick Ross. I think anyone that like just awakens the inner dog in me.
I love that. Yeah. I will do that too at the gym, and I'm like, if these people knew what was in my ears, they would be like, girl, you gotta go.
But we love it. We love it. We love the ratchet moment.
We do. What is your go-to mantra?
Left foot, right foot, breathe.
Beautiful.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it came to me when I was doing my first ultra relay, and I think it's been very prominent in a lot of my life, just to keep moving forward. Yeah, and don't forget to breathe. Like that really is the key.
And honestly, as I like to say, apply to life, like left foot, right foot, breathe is a major apply to life mantra.
Yeah.
Wait, how many ultras have you done?
I've done 3 relays. So I've done Hood to Coast and then the Speed Project. And then I did my first road ultra in South Africa. It was a 56K in Cape Town, which was incredible. 6 hours of fitness. And then I did a 6-day race with Lululemon called the Further Feet, where I was on a 2.5-mile loop for 6 days.
Was that in California?
Yeah.
I saw that.
I did 234 miles. Yeah.
Stop it.
I know, trust me, unclear who she is. She's me. She is me.
That's
I am her.
Incredible.
But like, it's crazy when I look back because the year prior, I had just ran my first marathon. But also like...
Wow. Okay, we weren't friends yet, but I watched that from afar on Instagram, so I was definitely cheering for you before I knew you. That's amazing.
Oh, that's fun.
Wait, were you running? You were just in Japan too.
Yes.
Were you running there or cheering?
I was cheering there. Okay. Yeah, so I was just having fun there. And then I actually raced my first 5K in Seoul, which I've done 5Ks before socially. Yeah. But like racing a 5K is really fun.
Yeah.
It's like you redline for a little bit.
You redline. That's the,
I mean,
marathons are brutal and challenging in so many ways, but at least you're pacing.
100%.
There's something about that. 5K,
First
you
step.
go all out.
That's
it's short enough, you gotta go all out.
Yeah.
What's the favorite place? This isn't on high fives. This is high six. What's your favorite place running has taken you around the world?
Oh gosh. Let's see, Christmas of 2023, I was with a group called Aire Libre. So they're a Mexico City running group that travels or kind of does like destination running. And we were in Patagonia and running through like Chile, through like up to volcanoes, fighting giant leaves, like leaves the size of your body was insane. And it was really special. I said Christmas because the run retreat started the day after Christmas, which meant the individuals who were all there like gave up Christmas. So we were all kind of running towards something and like in a trauma bonded, wonderful experience. And that was really incredible. Yeah.
That's the power of running for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it'll do.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, back to the high fives. What is your favorite meal of the day?
Breakfast. But like a true breakfast. I don't like brunch. And I'm very passionate about that.
She doesn't like brunch.
I don't.
What's wrong with brunch?
Okay, there is breakfast and there's lunch. I just don't think a burger, you can eat a burger whenever you want.
True.
And just because you throw an egg on it doesn't make it a breakfast item. And I think eggs, like as the main course, live up until about like 11:30.
Yeah.
I like my lunch to be a true lunch and I like my breakfast to be a true breakfast. But I've just been really into like eggs. In Chicago, we have one of the Michelin star Filipino restaurants called Kasama. And they have this breakfast plate, which is like Filipino sausage, rice, eggs, and like a little pickled onion situation. Oh, it's so good.
I lived in Chicago for 6 years while my husband was in grad school. Yep, down in Hyde Park. And I worked in the Loop. but gosh, did we eat well. It was so fun. The
100%.
restaurant scene is
It's good.
excellent.
I
in
wish I could
Chicago.
say dinner. I'm an AARP special kind of girl. I go to
Me
bed at like
too.
9.
See why we get along? Yeah, I'm in bed at 8:30.
And
if
restaurants
it's a
don't
good
like
night.
open until like 6. I'm like, oh, I mean, I can go, but.
Yeah. Here's also my problem with brunch to tack onto that.
Okay, good.
It like takes up your whole day.
Whole day.
Suddenly you're like up, you're waiting to go to brunch, then brunch is like 2 hours and some
Yes.
people are drinking mimosas.
And then
I'm
when do
like,
I have
have things to
breakfast
do.
if I'm going to brunch, but brunch is like not over. Okay, it's not
And
just
then
me.
Suddenly it's like 2 o'clock and you're like, I guess that was my Sunday. Last one.
Okay.
What is one word people would use to describe you and why?
I'm gonna pick a word I hope people use to describe me. I think just kind. Yeah, I think people look to me for certain things, but I really try to make people feel familiar, warm, and welcome from the moment that they meet me. Because that's how I would want to feel when I meet someone, especially someone new. So yeah, I hope kind.
Oh, you are 1000% embody the word kind. I felt that from the moment I met you. So, and it was very kind of you to come on Lifting with Liz.
Thank you for having me. It's so much
Clearly
fun.
we could keep talking for so much longer, and apparently we are twins as well,
I love
living
this.
like parallel art
Wait, when's your
lives
birthday?
without brunch. April 7th.
I'm January 7th.
Oh, is 7 your favorite number?
It obviously is.
Obviously, we love
Also
a 7.
lucky.
It is so lucky. Okay. That was so fun. Kayla, thanks for coming on Lifting with Liz. And that was really fun to get to know you even better. And thanks for giving me a lot of things to think about on my next run and weightlifting session.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.